Hello everyone and welcome to my animal wish list for Planet Zoo 2. These are the animals that I'd love to see in Planet Zoo 2 at some point, and they're not sorted in any specific order. I just love them all and I would love to see them in the game at some point. Please share your wish list in the comments down below. I'd love to see your picks too. So let's dive in. We start with birds. First of all, we have the macaw. The macaw is native to the tropical rainforest of Central and South America. They have different conservation status depending on their species, but they are beautiful, emblematic birds of this area, and they often fly so close together that their wings almost touch, and they are like super emblematic, and I'd love to see them flying around in my zoos. Then, Andean cock of the rock. This beautiful bird is found in the cloud forest of the Andean Mountains in South America. The males have this beautiful crest that looks like a disc, and they feature like this bright orange color. They're so beautiful. They have a display ritual for the females, where they compete in dance-offs for the female attention. So their behavior and their looks are beautiful, so I would love to see them in Planet Zoo. Then we go to the potu. The potu is a very unique bird. You can see it over here. It looks very unique. It's found in the forest of Central and South America, and I've personally had encounters with this bird. It is found in the forest of Central and South America. It's a master of camouflage, and it can actually, you can see it freezing completely upright to look exactly like a broken tree branch or a continuation of a branch. It keeps its eyes open through tiny slits in its eyelids, and it's very difficult to find it when it's camouflaged. It's beautiful, and it has a very unique sound that I personally heard once. Then we have the snowy owl. This owl is native to the Arctic tundras of North America and Eurasia. It is highly nomadic, and unlike most owls, it's diurnal, which means that it can hunt both in the day and the night during the continuous Arctic summer light. It's beautiful. I would love to have it in Planet Zoo 2. Then we go to the vulture. I would personally love to have a vulture, any subspecies, in Planet Zoo 2. Vultures have an incredibly strong stomach acid that allows them to safely digest most bacteria and disease that could have killed other animals, including anthrax, botulism, and cholera. They're very unique. They're essential for ecosystems, so they would be emblematic. Then we go to the peacock. The peacock is native to the forest of South Asia, the Indian peafowl, and Southeast Asia, the green peafowl. Their beautiful plumage makes them so beautiful, emblematic. I would love to continue having it in Planet Zoo 2. We already have them in Planet Zoo 1 and they already look beautiful, but with the visual upgrade that we have in Planet Zoo 2, I can only imagine how this bird would look in Planet Zoo 2. I would love to have it. Then the pelican. The pelican is found almost globally along coastlines and lakes, except in polar regions. They have their massive throat pouches that can hold up to 3 gallons of water, more than double the capacity of their actual stomachs. Interesting, right? Now the nightingale. The nightingale breeds across Europe and Asia and migrates to Africa. This bird is famous for its rich singing. The nightingale, of course, we know nightingale and singing includes more than 180 variations, and it is often performed late at night. So I would love to see this bird, especially with the beautiful sound design from Frontier. I think that would be awesome to have it in the game. Then we go to the blue jay. The blue jay, look at this bird. It's beautiful. The pattern in the feathers is beautiful. I would love to see it flying in an aviary in Planet Zoo 2. It is native to Eastern and Central North America, highly intelligent and an expert vocal mimic. It imitates hawk calls to scare other birds away from bird feeders. So it imitates other birds. That is also a very intelligent adaptation strategy. So I would love to see that in the game. Then we see the Asian emerald cuckoo. I'd love to see this one. Look at the feathers, look at the pattern. I think this is a very unique bird. It inhabits the tropical forests of Southeast Asia. It is a brood parasite, which means that it completely skips parenting by laying its eggs in the nests of other bird species to let them raise their children, raise their babies. So seeing this behavior reflected in Planet Zoo 2 would be really awesome, since they said that they're trying to the team is trying to portray the animals as realistically as possible. So this behavior of laying their eggs in other birds' nests would be very interesting to see in the ecosystem and the wildlife reserves as well. Then we see the resplendent quetzal. You can see this beautiful bird. I mean, what else can we say? The feathers look beautiful. It has a beautiful coloration pattern. It's very unique. It's found in the mountain forests of Central America. It is near threatened. The Maya and the Aztecs consider this bird to be sacred, and I would love to see it in Planet Zoo 2. Then we see this one. I think this bird is pronounced hopo. Not very sure, but I just love how this bird is, like, how it looks. It's beautiful, it's unique. I love the feathers over here in the head, the pattern in the feathers that's sort of like here on this area reminds me of a zebra. It's spread across Europe, Asia, and North Africa. It has a feather crest over here and protects its nest by spraying predators with a foul-smelling liquid that mimics the scent of rotting meat. So you can see how it has this beautiful look, but it still is able to defend itself and its babies and its nest. So I would love to see this behavior in Planet Zoo too. Then we have the harpy eagle. The harpy eagle is found in Central and South America. This eagle has talons that can grow larger than the claws of a grizzly bear to catch its prey. Then we see the kagu. This is a bird endemic to the mountain forests of New Caledonia. This endangered species is known as the ghost of the forests because it has feathers that look like ash white. Then we see the Arctic skua. The Arctic skua breeds in the coastal tundras of the northern hemisphere and then migrates south for the winter. It is an aerial pirate that steals up to 95% of its food by aggressively chasing other birds until they drop their catch. Interesting, right? Then we see the snow goose. I would love to see my goose like in Planet Zoo 2 with in a lake or a river or something like that we create and actually like flying and landing on the water. Breeding in the Arctic regions of North America and then wintering in the south. And the snow goose gathers in massive migratory flocks that include tens of thousands of birds. They whiten the fields when they touch down because there are so many, so dense that you can see like immense flocks of goose when they migrate, and that is so beautiful. Then we go to the seagull. Interestingly, they have special glands above their eyes that allow them to safely drink salt water. So they can actually drink salt water and they don't get ill. So that is pretty interesting of the seagull. I'd love to see them in the game. Then we go to the albatross. The albatross are found in the Southern Ocean and the North Pacific. They can fly thousands of miles without flapping their wings a single time by dynamically soaring on ocean wind currents. Very interesting, right? Then the mandarin duck. The mandarin duck is beautiful. I mean, look at the pattern of the male over here. It's like a painting almost. It's native to East Asia, but it is established in parts of Europe. The male plumage is like very distinctive and it makes them a traditional symbol of lifelong fidelity in Asian cultures. Then we see the Andean condor. The Andean condor is found in the Andes mountains and Pacific coast of South America. This beautiful bird is one of the largest flying birds in the world. It has a 10-foot wingspan and it can glide for hours without a single wing beat. Beautiful, right? Very interesting. I'd love to see the condor in Planet Zoo 2 at some point. Then we go to a very, very small bird, the hummingbird, but I think it is totally worth it if we can have it in the game. It is like beautiful. It is definitely an amazing addition if we have it at some point. The hummingbird is found in the Americas. They are the only birds capable of flying backwards and upside down because they have a shoulder joint that rotates 180 degrees. Awesome, and that covers all the birds in my wish list at the moment. Maybe this will be expanded in the future. But right now, let's go to the aquatics. First of all, my top animal in the aquatics wish list is the manatee. The manatee moves slowly through the coastal waters and the rivers of the Caribbean, the Amazon, and West Africa. All the species are vulnerable, and interestingly, the manatees are the closest living aquatic relevance to the elephant. Interesting. I personally love the manatee. I've always loved the manatee, and I would love to see them like with their little babies in Planet Zoo 2. I once saw them live in a zoo that I visited, and I think they are impressive. They're beautiful, and they're totally like, I would love to see them in Planet Zoo 2, really. Then we go to the jellyfish. The jellyfish is my mother's favorite aquatic animal. So this one has a very special place in my heart. The jellyfish is found in, well, every ocean from the surface of the deep sea. Interestingly, they are made of 95% water. They have no heart, brain, bones, or blood. I do hope that we're going to have the jellyfish. Then we see the seahorse. The seahorse is found in the shallow tropical and temperate waters worldwide. They are famous because the male carries up to 2,000 eggs in a specialized brood pouch and gives birth. So in this species, the male is the one who actually takes care of the babies. Very interesting. I would love to see the seahorse and their unique behaviors. Then we see another animal called the leafy sea dragon, which is very similar to the seahorse, but actually it's not the same. This animal is found in the cool, algae-rich waters in southern and western Australia. It is like disguised or camouflaged by covered in leaf-like appendages. Like you can see this, if you see it, it looks sort of like a leaf floating in the water. They are completely, like the purpose of these leaves are camouflage, and they have a very small like transparent fin here to move slowly through the water. So they float, they don't actually they let the current and this little like fin move them through the water. I would love to see them like floating in the aquariums. Then we see the starfish. I'd love to see a starfish like actually alive and moving and actually like hanging onto the corals or the rocks in the aquarium. Starfish are found in ocean floors from tropical coral reefs to polar waters. They have an amazing ability to regenerate lost limbs. So if they lose one of their limbs, they can grow a whole new body from a single severed arm. So it's amazing what they can do, the little starfish. Then we see the blue-ringed octopus. The blue-ringed octopus are found in the Pacific and Indian Oceans. The octopus flashes brilliant iridescent blue rings that you can see over here when it feels threatened. This warns predators of its venomous power. It has venom or poison enough to kill 26 humans within minutes. So you don't want to mess with this beautiful octopus, but I'd love to see it moving around in Planet Zoo 2. In general, any octopus species, but I love the blue-ringed octopus in particular. Then we see Clark's anemone fish. This fish is so beautiful. I mean, I'd love to have the clownfish as well, but I love this one too, so I included it here in the wish list. This beautiful fish lives in coral reefs in the Indo-West Pacific. It has a symbiotic relationship with sea anemone, sort of like the clownfish. It has a special mucus layer on its skin that protects it from the venomous tentacles of the anemone. Cool, right? The anemone protects it, and the fish is also there like in a symbiotic relationship. Then we see the mantis shrimp. This is one of my top most wanted animals for the game. I'd love to see this one and how Frontier captures the essence of this animal. The mantis shrimp is found in tropical and subtropical marine burrows worldwide. One of the key characteristics of this shrimp is that it has a punch that can move at the speed of a .22 caliber bullet. So it has enough force to easily shatter any aquarium glass. So it should have some reinforced glass or something like this, but it is super strong, and that is how it defends itself and finds its prey. But it is a beautiful, beautiful crustacean. Then we see the piranha. The piranha is an emblematic fish that I think we all have heard about because of its really sharp teeth. It is found on the river basins of South America. They are not threatened, but despite their reputation of being fierce and having those sharp teeth, they usually they are scavengers. They use their teeth to clip plants and to clean up their dead animal matter. They're sort of like the vultures of rivers. I think that would be a comparison if that can be made. So they do have those teeth, but they don't usually use it to attack. Then we go to the manta ray. We do have the ray that has been confirmed, and I love that because I actually wrote the wish list before we had those announcements. But here I'd love to have even more subspecies of rays. Like the manta ray is found in tropical and subtropical ocean waters globally. It has the largest brain-to-body mass ratio of any cold-blooded fish. It has intelligence and self-awareness, which is like awesome. Then we see the stonefish. The stonefish is like a master of camouflage. It is camouflage on rocky reefs because it looks like a rock. If you see it in a reef, it actually looks like a rock. It's found in the Indo-Pacific oceans. It is the most venomous fish in the world. It has 13 sharp dorsal spines that you can see over here, but when it has them like hidden, it's there over here. But when you step on it or a predator tries to catch it, it uses that and it can inject lethal venom to the predator. So you don't want to step on a stonefish, really. The eels as well are on my wish list. They are in marine and freshwater environments worldwide. Some species can travel over land by absorbing oxygen directly through their slimy skin. Very interesting, right? I'd love to see the eels. I think they would add so much to the aspect and the gameplay of Planet Zoo 2. I'd love to see them swimming around. Then the green sea turtle. I know we have the hawksbill sea turtle, but I love turtles. What can I say? I always need more subspecies of turtles. I would love to have the green sea turtle at some point. It is endangered. And it is unique among sea turtles because it is a strict vegetarian as an adult. It feeds on sea grasses that turn its internal fat a distinctive green color. Interesting, so now we know why it's green sea turtle, because it only eats plants and that gives it its characteristic color. Then we see the angelfish. Look at this beautiful angelfish. The angelfish can be found across the tropical Atlantic coral reefs and the Amazon basin, both in marine and freshwater environments. Then we go to the koi fish. Interestingly, this fish can live for over 100 years. I would love to see a koi fish in Planet Zoo 2. These are emblematic fish that I would absolutely love to have in the game. Then we go to the clownfish. Who doesn't want to have Nemo and Marlin, of course? This fish lives in the warm waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Then we see the pufferfish. We already saw that we are going to get a species of pufferfish, and I'm so happy to see that. The pufferfish, interestingly, contains a toxin that is up to 1,200 times more lethal than cyanide. Very, very venomous. Then we see royal grama. This fish is beautiful. I mean, look at the purple, look at the transition with the yellow. I would love to see this fish here. And you can also tell that I am including all the fish species from Finding Nemo. Yeah, I would love to have all the species from Finding Nemo. This fish is found in the Western Atlantic and the Caribbean. Then we also find the white-tailed dacilus. This is native to the coral reefs of the Indo-Pacific. It relies on live coral branches for safety, and groups will vocalize unique chirping sounds to warn neighbors of approaching predators. So they do have some sort of communication mechanism. That is beautiful. I'd love to see that in Planet Zoo 2 with the sound design that they have now. Awesome, so now we have the fish. So let's go to the habitat animals. What are the habitat animals that I included in my wish list? Well, first of all, we have the heronuk. The heronuk is one of my most highly requested animals for Planet Zoo 2. I'd love to see this one because I think its neck makes it very unique. It's found in the deserts and of East Africa. It is near threatened. It has an incredibly long neck and it can stand completely upright on its legs to reach acacia leaves that other antelopes cannot touch. And I would love to see this behavior in Planet Zoo 2. Then we have the ai. The ai is endemic to the rainforest of Madagascar. I know that it has a very unique look and it can be kind of scary at some point, but I'd love to see it. I think it's very, very unique. It is an endangered nocturnal lemur. It has an exceptionally long, you can see it here, this finger, an exceptionally long middle finger that it uses to tap the tree bark. And it listens for hollow parts of the tree and extracts some grubs to eat. Then we see the kinkajou. The kinkajou lives in the tropical rainforest of Central and South America. Look at this little face. And it is a relative of the raccoon. has a pensive tail that acts like a limb, so it can hang upside down while it's harvesting honey from wild beehives. I think this behavior would be beautiful to see in the tree branches. Then the sugar glider. The sugar glider is native to the eucalyptus forest of Australia and New Guinea. It has a stretchy gliding membrane that extends from its wrist to its ankles, so it can glide over 150 feet through the air. Then we go to one of my top wishlist animals, the echidna. I've been wanting this one since Planet Zoo 1. The echidna is found across Australia and New Guinea. Along with the platypus, they are the world's only egg-laying mammals. I'd love to see an echidna in the game. They would be so unique. Then we see the tarsier. The tarsier is restricted to the islands of Southeast Asia. Many species are vulnerable or endangered, so that would be a great educational opportunity for Planet Zoo 2. And each of its huge eyes is literally heavier than its entire brain, forcing them to rotate their heads 180 degrees to look around. But they are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'd love to see them just hanging on the trees. Then we see the elephant shrew. I'd love to have a shrew species. Here we have the elephant shrew. It's found in the forests and plains of Africa. Despite looking like a mouse and them being very tiny, DNA testing reveals that they are more closely related to elephants than they are to shrews, interestingly. Then we see the Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile is found in freshwater habitats throughout the sub-Saharan Africa. It has an amazing bite, powerful bite, up to 5,000 pounds per square inch. And yet, interestingly, the mother will very lightly and very lovingly care and carry her new hatch babies in her jaw to the water, so they know when to bite. And then we go to the coati. The coati, I think, has been at the top of the wish list of the Planet Zoo community since very early on in Planet Zoo 1, and I'd love to see this one in the game. Its habitat ranges from southwestern United States down to South America. They are least concerned and they are highly social. They are relatives of the raccoon, and they can rotate their ankles 180 degrees to climb down trees head first, interestingly. Then we find the Patagonian mara. The Patagonian mara are endemic to the grasslands and shrublands of Argentina. This rodent looks like a cross, sort of like a deer. You can see it over here, sort of like a deer. They also remind me sort of like a capybara and a rabbit, because it has these little long legs. And interestingly, they have a lifelong monogamous relationship. After this, we see the tamandua. Yes, you can see that on my wish list. I have a lot of animals from South America. I think this area is very rich in wildlife, and we should have more representation of those animals in Planet Zoo 2. The tamandua lives in the forests and savannas of Central and South America. Interestingly, it doesn't have any teeth, and it uses its 16-inch tongue to eat up to 9,000 ants a day. Then we have one of my favorite animals again, the slow loris. The slow loris inhabits the tropical rainforest of Southeast Asia. All of the species of slow loris are vulnerable or endangered, and they are the world's only venomous primates. They secrete a toxin from a gland found in their elbow that they lick to deliver to poison their predators with a highly toxic bite. Interestingly, it looks so cute and so fluffy, and it is venomous and so dangerous. That's what I love about the slow loris. Then we see another animal, the numbat. This one is very unique. I learned about it recently while I was researching, and I would love to see it in the game. It is restricted to small eucalyptus pockets in the Western Australia. It is a marsupial, it is endangered, and it does not have a pouch for its young. Instead, the babies cling directly to the mother's underbelly fur as she travels, but it is a marsupial. Interestingly, right? Then, and finally, now we go to the exhibit animals, like insects and reptiles. We have the ladybug. I'd love to see the ladybug in the exhibits. It's found in agricultural and wild habitats globally. They're not threatened, but they act like natural pest control. They can eat up to 5,000 crop-damaging aphids during their lifetime, so they are helpful for crops as well. Then we see a bug that I found very unique while I was researching, the Picasso bug. It is native to the subtropical woodlands of the sub-Saharan Africa. They have an amazingly colorful and intricate pattern, sort of like it looks like a Picasso painting on its back, and like an abstract painting that warns predators that it tastes like very bad, so don't eat me please. I'd love to see the Picasso bug in Planet Zoo 2. Then we see the orchid mantis. Look at this, it looks like a flower, but no, it is a mantis. You can see the little head over here, and the end of the legs looks like a flower. It hides in the tropical rainforest of Southeast Asia. The legs are flattened into heart-shaped petals that mimic the orchid flower, so it can catch pollinators that land directly when they want to pollinate these flowers. So very interesting strategy. I'd love to see this one. Then the dung beetle. I know that we have the sacred beetle in Planet Zoo 1 in the exhibits, but I'd love to see them again in Planet Zoo 2. We know that they are called the dung beetle because their life cycle is heavily reliant on animal dung, where they lay their eggs, and they navigate using the faint light of the Milky Way galaxy. Interesting, they are so complex and yet so interesting. Then we see the dragonfly. I'd love to see them flying around in the exhibits. They are found in freshwater wetlands worldwide. They are least concern, and they are among the most successful predators on Earth, catching their prey mid-air with 95% hunting success rate. So they are killing machines. They're beautiful, the dragonflies. Then we find the broad-winged katydid. This one, look at the camouflage. It looks like a leaf. It's beautiful. They are found in the forests of North America. And this insect has you can even see the veins of the leaf for the camouflage. And it can produce a loud song by rubbing its wings together like a comb. So at night you can hear them. Then the firefly. Imagine an exhibit full of fireflies. Many species face population decline due to light pollution, but they use a highly efficient chemical process called bioluminescence to flash the light patterns to find mates. That's why we love and see the fireflies lighting up. And finally, last but not least, the common coral snake. I love to have this one. This is one of the most beautiful species of snake in the world, in my opinion. They are found in the southern United States. It has a highly neurotoxic venom, and I'd love to have it in Planet Zoo 2. And this was my animal wish list for Planet Zoo 2. Thank you for watching. I hope you like the animals that I chose here, and please share your wish list in the comments. What animals would you like to see? All animals, like aquatics, birds, exhibit animals, semi-aquatics. Just name every animal that you'd like to see in the game. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video where I'll continue covering Planet Zoo 2. Have an awesome day.